don't know if we got ghosts. If this part of the house is haunted. Why are you licking my toes? Okay. It was a drive-by toe licking. It's Sherry here with Hecate's Needle. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2026, and I am back with Flosstube number 73, maybe? If it's not 73, I'll correct it, but I think it's 73. We are joined here today by the adorable little jelly bean. He is sitting in the window, and he's currently got his back to me because he's mad at me. And the reason he's mad at me is because I had to shut the window. I had to shut the window because our neighbor has decided to do lawn work for the first time since we've moved here. I'm not sure what he's doing out in his backyard, but whatever it is, it's extremely loud. So this is actually the second time I've tried to tape this. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully you can't hear him anymore. But in any case, Jellybean is mad at me because I shut the window. And trust me, he will let me know. Today, I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I appreciate all of you. We have cross stitch, we have sewing, and we have a little bit of life. Jellybean, what are you after? I think a little mayfly has gotten in here. In any case, he's on it. He's on it. He's going to protect us all. But anyway, so I guess we'll just get right to it. Cross stitch. Cross stitch, today I have progress. I don't have any starts or finishes, but I do have progress. I have no haul. The only haul I had was the Just Cross Stitch magazine for summer 2026. I did a video flip through of that last week. I'll put a card somewhere on the screen, so if you want to watch that, you can. It was okay. It was okay. It had like 3 projects in it that I will probably stitch, but that's actually really good compared to the last few issues we've gotten. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I will continue the subscription. I have to really think about it. But let's get into it. The first project, we'll start with my stitch-alongs. The first stitch-along is the Spring Meadow Biscornu by Stitchonomy. I am caught up with it. They have new release. It's 16 parts, and they have a new part released every other day. As I said, I am caught up. We had the newest release was released yesterday. I stitched it this morning. So, but here we are. Now, the top part is completely finished. That is the entirety of the top part, and then we have a start on the bottom. Now, as you can see, we still have 6 more pieces to go. This is being stitched on a 14 count Aida. It is from Forbidden Fiber Co. and it is in the color Peach Blossom, which is pretty. It's a very pretty fabric. It's one that I already had in stash. If I do a stitch along, I do not buy anything for it. Unless it's a big like Noctiflora one, then I might buy fabric for it. It's all DMC floss. I will say that I'm not necessarily enjoying this. Now, it has lots and lots of backstitch, which I don't mind doing backstitch. However, when I'm doing a stitch along, if I get a part, I want to complete that part before I go on to the next part. And that includes any backstitching or anything like that. This one, I'm using all of the called for colors for the cross stitches, but the backstitch is not the called for colors. And the reason being is because they did not release the color of the backstitching when they released the floss list. They didn't release that until like part 3. Well, by then I had already just said, okay, the hell with it. I'm just going to fill in whatever color I think goes there, because that's what I do. And as it turns out, they were not the called for colors, but I used them anyway, and I'm continuing to use them because that's how it goes. If you don't want me to make up my own colors, tell me what colors you want me to use. This pattern also has lots and lots of French knots, which again, I don't mind doing French knots. They're easy enough. However, the weave on this fabric was so loose that the French knots kept pulling through the hole, no matter what I did. And so what I did was I have leftover beads from Mill Hill projects, and I'm just using those instead of French knots, because that way at least it doesn't pull through the fabric. So all of these little dots, like here and here, those are beads. And you know what, it is what it is. But like I said, this was today's or yesterday's, but I stitched it today. It's a little bunny rabbit. It's cute. It is. I don't know, I'm just not enjoying it. I'm eager for it to be finished. But anyway, so that's the Spring Biscornu, Spring Meadow Biscornu from Stitchonomy. Now the other stitch along that I'm doing right now is the Poison Garden by Tiny Modernist. This one I'm enjoying immensely. The pieces are totally doable in 1 or 2 stitchy sessions. It does have considerable backstitch, which, like I said, I don't mind backstitch at all. Backstitch does not bother me. But all the colors were released at once. That helps. But it is all caught up. Now this one is being stitched on a vintage white from, and it's just Charles Craft. It is a 16 count Aida. Took me a minute to find it. The pieces are being released on the 15th of each month. I am completely caught up. This was the most recent piece, the Nettles. And I love it. I love it. I think it looks amazing. Now, I am having to, like, the little ghosty and the skeleton, I'm outlining them because the white thread doesn't really show up well on the vintage white fabric. But it looks fine to me. It looks fine. There are only 2 more parts left. As I said, they're being released on the 15th of each month, so we'll have May 15th and June 15th, and this one will be finished before July, which makes me happy. I like finishes. Finishes are happy things. This one is all cross stitch and back stitch. No dots or anything, no beads, no French knots, none of that. It's just cross stitch and back stitch. And I love it. So those are my 2 stitch alongs, and I am caught up on both of them. Yay. Being able to stay caught up with one of them is an accomplishment for me. Both of them? That is an accomplishment. Okay. Alright, now as far as progress goes on my existing whips, I've worked on 2 other projects. One of them was my birthday start for this year. It was by Bothy Threads, and it was the Alice in Wonderland from their Fairy Tales collection. I love Alice in Wonderland. That was one of my favorite books as a child, and it's still one of my favorite books. That and The Secret Garden. I love The Secret Garden. I am using all kit materials. I changed nothing, which is easy enough because it's all done in black. But when you last saw it, it looked like that. Since then, I put a little more work into it. I worked on it another day or so. I put in an extra 348 stitches, which puts it at 6% complete now. And there we have it. Now, when you last saw it, I had done all of this and I was starting on the dress. Since then, I have continued down with the dress, and then I've also done part of the mushroom here, and I've started working on the vines going up. I will say, I do enjoy working on monochromatic projects like this. It just seems like the stitching is quick and easy because you don't have to worry about hundreds of color changes and all of that. You just sit down with your black thread and you get after it. And I like that a lot. We have been joined by the lovely Hecate. But she said, don't touch me because you're filthy. But as I was saying, I do like stitching on monochromatic pieces, and I like to have at least one going at all times. And I'm really enjoying this one. I love the progress. I love watching it take shape. So, and then I've also worked on one other project. The last one I worked on was my botanical blackwork. That one is a stitch along from the Steady Thread, and it was from, I want to say, 2 years ago. I didn't do it as a stitch along though because I started midway through the year, as I am wont to do. But this is what it looked like when you last saw it. I had completed the top 3 rows. It's a block of 7 by 7 squares. So I had finished the first 3 rows of squares, and now I have stitched the frame of the 4th row. And I will go through and fill in those squares. And that way I can have the top 4 rows done. Now, this one is being stitched on a 14 count Aida. It's just Witchelt. It's just light blue, nothing fancy. It was a piece I had in my stash. I chose not to do it in black because I just didn't feel like it. So I used, let's see, it's all DMC, nothing fancy. But the pink color is 604. The purple color is 333. The yellow color is 444. And then the green color, which I need to stock some more on my floss drop, is 505. But yeah, this was a free stitch along. The Stitchonomy stitch along was free as well. But there you go. There's my yes, speech therapy. There's my progress on my botanical black work. This is currently my second oldest whip project. But yeah, I made good progress on it, so I'm happy with that. Now, as I said, those are the only projects I worked on. I've been busy. Well, and you know, after losing Artemis a couple weeks ago, it's been kind of rough. Really? Really, Teensy? You know, it's not so much that she wants either in or out. It's that she wants the damn door open. But anyway, so there were a few days where I just didn't really accomplish anything because I was missing my little piglet hand. Now, plans going forward. As I said before, I am going to do a monogamous May. The project I would really like to focus on to finish is my bee mandala, because that one is currently at like 74%. So it's really close, and I'd like to get that finished. If I manage to get that finished in a good amount of time, then I think I will probably work on the flamingos from Mill Hill that I started previously, because I'd like to get that one done and hang it in my daughter's bathroom. Now, as far as the rest of this month goes, I'm going to continue to spin the wheel. And you know what? We might as well do that now because I have my tablet sitting right here. We'll spin the wheel, see which project I will be working on next. I have them all on a wheel. So let's see what we get. The 4 elements. Okay, we can do that. So the next one I'll be working on is the 4 elements. That was the Stitch Along by Satsuma Street. You know what? I can go get it. And we can have a look at it, see where it's at. Okay, the 4 elements by Satsuma Street is this one here. I have finished water, I have finished earth, and I am a little over halfway finished with air. So I'll be more than happy to put some more work into this one. So this will be the next one I work on. Very happy with that decision. And that's pretty much all I've got for cross stitch at this point in time. So moving on. Sewing. I have been sewing. When we met last, I had told you everything's gonna come crashing down. That I would be making the harvest patch, or harvest pouch, not patch. Senility sucks. See, this is what happens to your brain after you reach a certain age. It just starts going downhill. But the harvest pouch, I have finished it. It's just a zippered pouch. There are no pockets inside, nothing like that. It is quilted though, so it does sit upright. It's got the gold zippers. Just a handy little pouch. I have no clue what I'm going to do with it. But I made it. And then the next one I made, after spinning my sewing wheel, because we trying to clear out that crate up there, was Renee's Retreat Bag. And here it is. I have finished it. We have, again, the double zippers. It is quilted, so it will stand upright. It has the box corners. And it is fully lined. So, again, I have no clue what I'm going to do with it. But I had the quilt, and I'm clearing out the crate. So, I have 2 new bags to do whatever with. I have already spun the wheel to see what the next one we're going to do out of the crate. And it came up with the Blossom box bag, which honestly looks kind of like this, except turned up on its side. I don't know. These were from a monthly subscription that I got a few years ago, and it was the Sewers Club. Now, when I signed up for it, it was supposed to be sewing projects, but as you can see, every single one of them was a bag. A person only needs so many bags, and to be fair, a couple of them I've already given to my mother. So I've stitched them up and sent them to my mother for either birthday or Christmas gifts. So I don't know how many bags you're supposed to have, but in any case, I canceled the subscription once I just kept getting bag after bag after bag. And now I am steady sewing through them just to get them out of my stash. And I can always put them back for gifts. That's fine. Like last year, I had stitched up one of the bags and it was in a purple color. So I put my mother some snacks, a gift card for Starbucks, and a couple of books in it, and sent it to her for her birthday, and she absolutely loved it. And she's been using it because she just this week had a knee replacement surgery, and she took that bag with the books and the snacks. She took it with her to the hospital. She's only there overnight, but she took it with her. So at least she's using it. But anyway, so I don't know what I'm going to do with all these bags, but I've got them. And my daughter will probably carry off 1 or 2 of them if she sees one she likes. But anyway, so I did those 2 bags, and I've spun the wheel, and that's going to be the 3rd one. And then I also have my Winnie the Pooh quilt down here that I want to start cutting pieces for. It's getting hot. Okay. With the window shut, it's getting hot in here. But anyway, so that's what I've gotten done for sewing. That's my plans for sewing. And of course, all along I'm still doing garments as well. But, you know, the garments I've been sewing have been for my daughter for spring and summer, and she carries them off as soon as they're finished. So, Hecate has joined us once again. But she might be thinking about going back to the door, and if she does, that's just too bad. But that's it for sewing. So, life. We've got a big thing going on for life. As you know, a couple weeks ago, we lost Artemis, our beloved hound. We had her for close to 10 years. We adored her. Losing her devastated me. She was my little shadow. My husband cannot bear to see me upset for any reason. So what did he do? He went online and found a puppy. And of course he knew as soon as I saw said puppy, I was going to want said puppy. Because I am one of those people, if you take me to an animal shelter, you can fully expect me to ugly cry until I get to bring someone home. Which is why he has banned me from going to animal shelters, and I'm not allowed to go to PetSmart or Petco on the weekends when they have the adoptions. We have to go during the week. So that's a thing. But we got a puppy. She is not in here with me currently because she does not like to come into my sewing room. I don't know why. She is all over the house except the back area, which is the laundry room, my sewing room, and my daughter's room and my daughter's bathroom. That's the back. That's this side of the house. She refuses to come back here. I carried her back here one day and she immediately ran back to the living room. So I don't know if we got ghosts. If this part of the house is haunted. Why are you licking my toes? Okay. It was a drive-by toe licking. Hecate. Now she's under the desk. But I don't know if this part of the house is haunted. I'm not sure, but she won't come back here. So she's currently here. So yeah, that's Luna. Luna is a beagle mix, and she came home last Thursday. So we've had her for a full week now. She is a sweet, sweet little hound. Whereas Artemis was our piglet hound, thusly named because she was pink all over and scared of everything. She was nicknamed by my son after Piglet and Winnie the Pooh. Luna is our little dragon hound. She hoards toys like treasure. as you saw. The big bed is her bed. The pink bed and the blue bed she's currently laying in are cat beds, but she can fit, and therefore, you know the rule, if I fits, I sits. And besides, her bed and the other cat bed are full of toys that she's hoarding. And they're not just her toys, they're also the cat toys. So, I will say, she and Jellybean have become the bestest of friends. Jellybean purrs and rubs and loves all up on her, and she slurps his little head, and he's ecstatic. He has a new dog, and she love him, and he knows she love him, and that's his dog. So they are the best friends ever. And they're very sweet together. She has not tried to hurt any of the cats. She's not tried to chase them. I mean, she does chase Jelly Bean when they're playing, but not as it in, aggressively chase them. She's not done that. She gets along with them fine. She's already house trained. We have had no potty problems in the house. She's about 6 months old. She's a little beagle mix. She is malnourished. She's very, very thin. She was part of a litter that was dumped because people are garbage, or some people are garbage, I should say, not all people. But we're working on that. We've already got her on some special food, and we're feeding her twice a day to make sure that she can put some meat on her little skinny bones, and we're making sure she has plenty of exercise. She's not bothered the chickens. I mean, she goes and looks at them in the pen like, what are you? I'm not sure what you are. But she hasn't bothered them any. Now, of course, Snickers, right now, he's the most skittish cat we have. So right now, he's just like checking her out from a distance. Hecate, she filthy. I don't want nothing to do with her. She filthy. But Hecate says that about all of us. Everybody's filthy. Too filthy for her. So, But she'll wait until the hound is laying down, and she'll go sniff her over, and she'll make her yuck face, and then just move on with her day. It's Hecate. What can you say? It's bad enough we brought these dirty boys in here, but now we brought another dirty hound. But anyway, so we have Luna, and we have been working with her. She has not been leash trained. She does, well, I'm not going to say she doesn't like to go in the car. We've tried to take her in the car once, other than just bringing her home, but we tried to take her we took her to the pet store, and she was so upset that she threw up all over the back seat of my car. Luckily, my husband took my car and had it detailed. But we don't know if it's because she didn't like the car or if she was afraid we were taking her back. Because we picked her up Thursday and we were taking her to the pet store on Saturday. So we don't know if it was just fear because she was afraid we might be taking her back or something. But she's happy. Happy can be as can be. She's got all the toys. She plays. She runs. She has a big backyard. We take walks every evening. She is just ecstatic, and she's already become my little shadow, except when I'm back here, because this room is just not for her. She doesn't like it, and I don't know if I have some evil spirit or something coming up behind me. You can let me know if you see anything, but she refuses to come back here. So that's the biggest part of life at this point. Otherwise, everything is normal. Everything's going along. I have not fallen recently. That's a good thing. All of my bumps and bruises and scrapes and scratches and cuts and everything else are healed up. My arm is 100% again. Yay! No more pain there. Everything else is good. You're gonna lay there. Okay. Hecate has made a nest out of my project bags, and that's where she's laying. But anyway, that's all that's going on here. It's spring, so we're still working in the yard, although I haven't done much this week. Yesterday it rained, and my allergies have been kicking my butt. They really have. And in fact, I'm going to have to go back and edit this video and cut out the sneezing and the coughing. So, but I've got my lemonade. That helps with my scratchy throat. So, but otherwise, everything's fine. Don't get me wrong. My heart is still bleeding for my little Artemis. But Luna is definitely adorable. She's a lovable little hound, so she's settling in, and she'll fit in well with us. So it's fine. I always tell myself I would rather have loved them for the short time that I have them in my life than never to have loved them at all. So I am thankful for the years that we had with Artemis, and I'm trying to pay that forward by giving another abused little hound a loving home. And so that's what we're doing with Luna. We'll fatten her up. And, maybe, I don't know, maybe the cats will chase the ghosts out of this room and she can join me in here once in a while. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for me. That's all that's going on here. The next project I will be working on, like I said, is the 4 elements and the blossom box bag. And otherwise, I'd like to say, thank you to everyone who has subscribed once again. I do appreciate you all. If you just kind of pop in once in a while, or if you've just found me, if you saw something you like, please hit the subscribe button, comment, like, share, all of that good YouTube-y stuff. I do love the comments. I love to chat with y'all. I will always answer back. But it's Thursday, so I'm going to wish you a wonderful, amazing weekend, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.